Hello, hello. How's it going? This is Baisha. I am here. Hi. My dog Dozer is here too. He's stretching. Okie dokie. Uh, we're back with a little Lily Princess because we are. And last time it was getting very intense. There was all the drama. I have tea with me so that I can drink tea while watching the tea. that sounded a lot better in my head. Tea. Nom nom nom. Okay, load game. Can't remember what voices I was using for people. Oh, we've got a new thing. That's right. Oh, wait. Hunger, fatigue, pride, pain, chill, sorry. Oh no. I forgot. What is this one? What is that the things? Okay. Okay, well for now we'll just do one of each because I don't know what to do. I've never gotten this far in this game before. Oh, she looks so sad. Do, 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 do. Okay, so this one's hunger, this one's fatigue, this one's sorry. Okay. Hey there, look at you then. The fancy girl made such a fuss over. ... Not so high and mighty now, are ya? There'll be no more tea and cakes for you, missy. And don't you forget it. Jeez, it's not very nice. Why are you so rude? Always expecting us folk to serve with a smile, aren't you, ladies? Never a thought of how much else we might have to be getting on with? No, it's always you. It sounds like you're taking out all your frustrations on a child. And that's a wee bit rude. Well, see how much you like it then. You're nothing now, missy. Do you hear me? Nothing. ... So mean. So mean. You need a pay rise and a vacation. So then you can stop being mean. Hi, keep barking. How's it going? Ah, yes, I love this. Abusive Victorian kids. The newest drama show. Tune in next time to find out what happens next. Say something, why don't ya? No. Please, ma'am. Don't you ma'am me. Ain't none of us ma'am or miss. Not down here. That's for the upstairs folk. Please, I came to see if you had any duties for me. Ha, hoping I wouldn't, and you could duck away and have me to take the blame if you're caught. Look at your hands, soft as porridge. Soon crack and bleed if I gave you any real work. And then you'd ruin what you touch. Oh, that's very sad. I don't know whether to be angry at her or just feel sorry for her. Probably both. Here, girl. Take these rags out back and wash 'em. And if you bleed on 'em, wash 'em again. Yes, cook. I mustn't complain. I must show her that I am trying to earn my living. Poor Sarah. Well, the only person we can talk to now is Becky, so I guess we're talking to Becky. That's okay because we love Becky. Ugh. Num num num. The hard bed would never be a comfortable place to sleep. But after struggling through her unaccustomed labours day after day, Sarah could not help but collapse into exhaustion. I ate spicy ramen for lunch, and apparently my stomach's just decided that it's not happy now. I'll drink tea. Maybe my tea will help. Sometimes when she woke, she would not at first remember where she was or what had happened. It would be as if she had been snatched from her old room and trapped in a cold grey prison. Heartburn sucks. Heartburn does suck. I hope you're doing well. Keep barking. Memory, when it resurfaced, brought no relief. The prison was the world. There was no escape. That morning, Sarah was roused from her slumber by the squeak of hinges. Someone was entering her room. It's Becky! We love you, Becky. Becky? It's all right, miss. Come to help you get ready, that's all. You've been a rich young lady. You've been waited on hand and foot all your life. And what would you do now without no maid? Oh, Becky is such a sweetie. Them dresses of yours is meant for a maid to button. Now you're poor, you've got only me to wait on you. It won't take a minute. I can do it right quick. But you shouldn't. I'm not any different from you. Course you're different, miss. You were brought up different. Not like this. It weren't never meant to be like this for you. I feel like it's not meant to be like this for anyone. Poor Becky. The missus could have broke it to you more gentle. It's like one of them wicked stepmoms in the stories. Yes. It wouldn't change anything. I would still be a pauper and my papa would still be dead. Oh, it's so morbid. Let me help you get dressed, miss. ... She already has so much to do. She shouldn't be wasting her time pampering me. I'm not any better than she is. I mean, sometimes you just do nice things for other people, not because they're better than you, but because you want to do nice things for them and you care about them. Despite the twinge of guilt, Sarah lacked the energy to protest further. Becky was right. It was much easier to get dressed when she let someone else help her. There, you see? That's much better. Sarah essayed a smile as thanks, but her face struggled to find a happy expression. Don't you worry about it, miss. You helped me lots of times. You gave me food and told me stories and made it all seem so much nicer. It's my turn now, isn't it? I can't get you cakes or books, but I can do your room and your dress and anything else you like. I know all you need to know about attics and washing and all kinds of things. I'll help you, I will. My loyal handmaid. Oh, Becky, I don't deserve you. Becky is so nice. We love Becky. You can have head pats. Pat, pat, pat. Sarah can have head pats too. Sarah's eyes gleamed with unshed tears, but she did not speak. About attics? She's sleeping in an attic. This room is an attic. And there's rats in there, apparently. I think that's what they're talking about. Becky patted her shoulder, more sure of herself now than that she had asserted her expertise in scullery maid life. Don't you worry if you feel much like talk. I can't talk. Hi, Cleo. Hi, Cleo. You're in the way. Excuse me. She's sitting on my hand. This is animal abuse. Rats hate children. Poor rats. I know. The poor rats. They're the real victims here. Don't you worry if you don't feel much like talking right now. I know sometimes a heart in trouble should be left alone. But if you do need me, I'll be right next door. See, Becky's a nice one. She gets it. I'm sorry we can't talk much while we're working, but the Mrs. box our ears for loitering. I don't even know what to say to that. Wow. For anyone who doesn't know what like boxing your ears means, it essentially means like hitting you across the head. So don't mind me, miss. If I don't say nothing polite during the day, some'd be down on us if I did. I always means please and thank you and beg pardon, but I danced to take time to say it. All Sarah could do was nod. Oh, Becky, if not for you, I think my heart would break from loneliness. Oh. New week. Oh, it's Lavinia. Do make effort, Ermengarde. The classroom is inches from the dining room. Even you should be able to manage. That's not fair. I had to go back upstairs for my book. Stung by Lavinia's teasing, Ermengarde hurried through the door and closed it behind her. They're going to class. They have books. She stood there for a moment, biting her lip and staring at the wood of the door, when suddenly it opened again. Sarah, come with me, Miss Minchin. Miss Minchin? We don't like Miss Minchin. Sarah lowered her gaze and followed Miss Minchin into the kitchen. Emma, the basket. Here, ma'am. Very good. Sarah, here is a list of things we need from the market. And here are some coins to pay for them. When you are done, bring your purchases to Emma, and any leftover coin to me. I know that such items should cost. Do not attempt to pocket any of the coins for yourself, or you will be whipped for theft. Jeez. Yes, Miss Minchin. On with you, then. Sarah kept her head down and walked out of the room without protest. At least her education is not completely wasted. That Becky can scarcely read her name. I certainly couldn't give her written instructions. No, ma'am. Well, get back to your work. Yes, ma'am. Okie dokie. What are we doing? I'll do that because I said so. Done. Da-na-na-na-na. Papa snore ASMR. Can you hear him snoring? He has been awake. He's just gone back to sleep. Ouch, Lovey, you're sitting on my hair. It's cute. Hold on. Are you still snoring? No. Next time he starts snoring again, I'll try moving the mic closer to him for you. Perhaps you ought not to spread it everywhere then. Please, won't you move? I am reading, as you can see. Why don't you move instead? It's not like you're paying attention to your books. You never do. Sarah, dusting shelves along the wall, tried not to react to the mention of books. It's none of my business. I must finish this task and return. I can't move because you are on top of my hair. Please, Lavy. Oh, very well. Lavinia stood and moved over slightly before sitting again. Suddenly, her eyes gleamed. I think there is one too many shadows in this room. What? Oh no, I was wrong. It's only the scullery maid. Sarah turned her head just a bit and looked at Lavinia, saying nothing. To think that she was the girl with the diamond mines. She does look an object, doesn't she? Wow, that's rude. That's a bit rude. Hush. And she's queerer than ever. Queer is awesome. I never liked her much, but I can't bear that way she has now of staring at her betters without speaking, as if she were supposing something nasty happening to us. I would not waste my time imagining bad things happening to other people. Yeah, you tell him, Sarah. Pat. It's a waste of time. I watch people to find them out and to try and avoid any mischief they might make for me. If Lavinia tripped me or shoved me, no one would care. No one would punish her. She continued to stare at the two girls until Jessie nervously clutched her friend's hand. Come on, let's go sit in my room instead. The atmosphere would certainly be an improvement. And Sarah said nothing. Dun 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 dun. Set's route. Well, I guess we're taking the Becky route because that's the only one we can. A quiet tap at the door caught Sarah's attention. Do you need anything, miss? Oh, Becky, please come in. Do you want me to fluff your pillows, miss? Dunno if that's enough left over to fluff, but I can give it a good punch. Oh, that's cute. No, it's fine. What I want most of all is your company. That's easy to give. Becky took a seat on the attic floor, not minding the dirt, and gazed up at Sarah. Yeah, are you snoring? A little bit. Let's see. Come here. No, he's not gonna snore. He's not snoring. He did sniff the mic though. You look a bit better, missus. Woof, doggo. Do I? Not like you used to, but better than you were the other week. You're talking more again. I like to hear you talk. Oh, now that you say that, I don't know what to say. I don't think I have any stories in my mind anymore. That's all right. It takes time, it does. When my pa died and we had to go to the workhouse, I was sad for a long time. What, your father? I never knew anything about Becky's father, alive or dead. I never thought to ask. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Becky shrugged carelessly. It were a long time ago, miss. He were a good un, big and strong and never mean, not like some. Did his best to take care of us, till he couldn't. That's about all I remember. Sorry, my throat's a bit off. What did he do? Work down at the docks. Hard work. My mum couldn't cope without him, so we lost our room, and it was off to the still for us. The still? The workhouse, miss. That's what folks call it sometimes. Oh, it must be from the Bastille. She explained to a wide-eyed Becky that the French prisoners trapped in the dark for years while their tangled beards grew around them. Caw. Caw. I'm glad I can't grow a beard. Workhouse. Indeed. Jeez, I'm glad I don't live in that time no more. Not that I ever did. I never knew it were anything to do with the French, miss. No one said. Workhouse used to be a really shitty place to be in those times. Yeah. I don't know heaps, but I'm pretty sure like people were just like stacked on top of each other to sleep and stuff like that, right? It's good that things eventually changed. Still work to be done, but things are better than they used to be. If I still had my books, I could show you more about the history of what happened there. She sighed faintly. I miss so many things that there seems no point in dwelling on all of them. I miss my room and my books. I miss my papa most of all, but I do miss classes. I loved learning. I had so much left still to learn. I wasn't finished yet. I don't understand everything the way I was supposed to. You never stop learning. It's okay. We never stop learning. We always keep learning. And it's never too late to keep learning. If I can't go to classes anymore, I'm afraid I'll forget everything and my mind will be empty. Just like my mind. My mind is empty. Do you know what I mean? Not really, miss. Guess I never knew anything much to forget. Oh, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. You are clever. I'm sure you could learn just as much as anyone if you were taught properly. They taught us bits in the workhouse, miss. We were meant to learn good bits and Christian values and writing and arithmetic. Or good habits. Habits. I got it. Understood eventually. Only not much of those last two, 'cause they got in the way of the first. Give her some books. Yes, please. We just throw books at her. Or maybe not. Books. Books. Yes, please. I hope these two get married when they get older. That would be cute. Do we ship them? Sarah recalled the message on the pincushion when Becky had made which Becky had made for her so lovingly. That's right. Becky is literate, even if her spelling is worse than Lottie's. Kindly and gently throw books at her. Yes. I agree with that. Were your teachers very helpful and encouraging? Becky laughed. If you think the missus is harsh, miss, you ought to see what the masters at the still do to the boys who asked questions. Wow. How dare you ask questions when you're learning? Jeez. But you can't learn if you don't ask questions. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. You're a smart bean. You learn what they want you to learn, that's all. I reckon if you would be different if you were a teacher, miss. Sarah's eyes lit up with the idea. Oh, she could be a teacher. I approve. Becky, that's it. I can teach you the things I know, and then I won't forget them. Folks don't take kindly to learning round these parts. How dare. That is, if you're interested. I don't know if I can do it, miss, but I can try. I shall have to think of what would make a good lesson. Right. She stood up and brushed off her skirt. I'm looking forward to this. I want to see these lessons. Yes, please. Hyped. I'm hyped for this. I've got to go and sleep now, miss. But I'm glad to see you feeling better. She bobbed slightly, then hurried out of the room. Am I? I mean, like, she looks like she's feeling better, but sometimes you look like you're feeling better and you still feel awful. It's a process. It's called masking. Woo. I totally don't know anything about that. Whoops, wait, yes I do. Sarah lay back on her bed and contemplated her feelings. The darkness was now gone. The darkness was not gone, not even mostly gone, but perhaps with a good friend at her side, it might begin to lift. Yay! See, that's good. Next week, new week. I can read. Emma, where is Sarah? Curled up in the corner there, slacking no doubt. You, girl, get to your feet so the lady can see ya. I'm giving her a very Australian accent, aren't I? Sarah, who had been crouched on the floor. Oh no, I read that in Miss Mitchell's voice, and that's not how I was meant to read that. I'm out of it today. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Sarah, who had been crouched on the floor scrubbing the inside of a particularly stubborn pot, pushed herself up. She rose too quickly for her dizzy head and then had to fight not to wobble where she stood. Oh. Yes, Miss Minchin? As you are so gifted with the French language, you will assist the younger students with their lessons. Yay! Yay! However, you are not to linger with them, especially. Wait, where did especially come from? Remember your place and your duties. You are not a friend to those girls. You work for this seminary. You are here to serve them, nothing more. If I catch you telling stories or shirking to gossip when the student with the with the students, you will be punished. Is that understood? Yes, Miss Minchin. How did I know that was coming? Good. Now get upstairs and air out the bedrooms. Sarah nodded and left quickly, before any other unpleasant words could be spoken. There is something distressingly impudent about that girl. I do not trust her. I will not have her forming intimacies and talking with the other children. Girls that age love a grievance, and if she begins to tell romantic stories about herself, she will become an ill-used heroine, and parents will be given a wrong impression. It is better that she should live a separate life, one suited to her circumstances. I am giving her a home, and that is more than she has any right to expect from me. Okay, Karen. Intimacies, pog. Yeah. I shouldn't worry, ma'am. Those little misses don't look much past their noses. They see how she's dressed. They don't want to think about her more than blah 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 her or talk about her more than out of my way or fetch my tea. Miss Minchin looked at her. Begging your pardon, madam. Have the tea brought to my rooms when it's ready. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Da-na-na, da-na, da-na-na, da-na, da-na-na. That's fine, I think. Maybe? We'll do that one. Yay! Yay! Okie dokie. Go. Yes, cook. Take this message. I'm getting all the voices mixed up. Take this message into town. The address is printed on the envelope. See, take it and go. Sarah picked up the envelope and hesitated. What are you waiting for? It's raining. Oh, you have eyes and ears, do you? Mind you keep that letter dry as you go. I haven't a carriage anymore. Oh no. Oh no. This game has multiple endings, I guess. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. I'm not 100% sure what all the multiple endings are, though. I haven't looked up a guide or anything. I figured we'll just play it, we'll see what we end up with, and hopefully we get a good ending. Better walk fast then. But... And a tongue. You found as well. Wondered how long that would take? Did she just hit her? Without warning, Cook lashed out with the wooden spoon she was holding, striking Sarah hard upon the arm. Whoa, that's rude. Don't hit Sarah. We love Sarah. That's rude. Don't be doing that. Nuh-uh. Ow. Yeah, ow. That's what you get for talking back to me. Jeez. You're a bully. You're being a bully. Dogs aren't afraid of the rain. You're an animal same as them. Sheesh. So you deal with it. I mean, I feel like some dogs do not like the rain. I don't think dogs like to go out in the rain either. Sarah has same energy. Same vibes. Are you going to get moving, or am I going to have to school you again? Okay, I got there in the end. There was nothing else to be done. Sarah bowed her head, hiding the pain in her arm and the stinging in her eyes, and walked out into the rain. Oh! Oh! Boo! Becky! Yes, let's go talk to Becky. We love Becky. It was unusual for Sarah and Becky both to be sent out of Miss Minchin's seminary at the same time, much less on the same errand. Are you meowing, Cleo? Hi. Hi. Pats for Cleo? Do you want a purr? So I can put your mic to it. Be right back in a second. No problems. Come on. Come on. Not you, Dozer. Oh, gross. She burped. You're burping in my face. That's gross. Ew. Start snoring again. After all, with neither girl in the house, Cook would not have. Okay, just take a breath. Concentrate on what I'm saying. Okay. After all, with neither girl in the house, Cook would not have easy access to anyone to fetch and carry for her, and might be forced to bestir herself from the kitchen. However, there were times when the items needed were so bulky that even Miss Minchin could not expect Sarah to carry them alone. In that case, rather than spending extra pennies for delivery, Sarah and Becky could be dispatched together. Mind your feet, miss. There's a mucky bit there. It's fine, I do this all the time. You shouldn't order, miss. You ought to be up riding high in one of them carriages. Oh well, you can't feel the breeze so much in a carriage, and sometimes they are very jolting. Yes, we're looking at positives. We appreciate that. And you cannot see the sights nearly so well when you're boxed in. Becky looked dubiously up at the drab building fronts they were passing. What sights? Oh, you never know unless you look. There might be something nice in a shop window. You can't read the covers of the books in the shop if you're going past in a carriage. That's true. Or you might find a flower growing all unexpected in a crack between buildings. Or a pretty button that someone has lost. Yeah. See, we like Sarah. Sarah's a good bean. In truth, Sarah often found these errands disheartening, but it was her nature to make the best of things. In the face of Becky's skepticism, she relied even more upon her imagination. Just then a carriage rattled past them, its wheels striking a bump in the road and sending pebbles flying onto the pavement. "Oh, are you hurt, miss? Did one of them hit you?" "No, I'm fine, but I thought I saw—" She bent low and picked up the largest pebble. "Look, Becky, look." "Well, what is that?" "It's a fossil." She turned the stone over in her hands. On most sides it was only smooth grey stone, but one particular angle revealed the ghostly white pattern of a shell. "Ooh, that's a lucky find." "Just think, Becky. Hundreds, thousands, maybe even millions of years ago, there was a living creature there." "Millions?" "Well, I don't know. I don't know how you can tell how old a fossil is. I suppose the scientists at the museum might know." Keep snoring. No? Oh, he was snoring and I tried to get it and he woke up. The dinosaur that they had was millions of years old. I'm sure of that. A what? Oh dear, don't suppose Becky's teacher at the workhouse would have told her anything about the latest scientific discoveries. Dinosaur, it means fearfully great lizard. Is that what dinosaur actually means? You know what? I'm looking that up. I'm looking that one up. Let's see. Kosher. What does dinosaur mean? Loading. The meaning of dinosaur is any of a group Dinosauria of extinct, often very large carnivorous or herbivorous Cosaurian reptiles that have hind legs. Okay, blah blah blah. What does the word dinosaur mean? The word dinosaur means terrible lizard in Greek. When an animal is called a dinosaur, it means that the animal belongs to the group Dinosauria. It loosely translates as terrible lizard from the root words dinos, meaning terrible or fearfully great, and saurus, meaning lizard or reptile. Oh, okay, cool. So, pretty much, yeah. Like dragons? Yes, a lot like dragons, but they died a long time ago. All that we have left of them is their bones, in fossils, just like this pebble. Even though the pebble quite clearly did not contain a dragon bone, Becky stared at it with just as much awe. "All that in rocks and stuff?" Sarah smiled wistfully. "I wish I could take you to the museum and show you everything that we saw. I wish I could go back. I had so much left to learn. But you see, there are still wonderful things in our lives, full of magic and adventure. This pebble still looks small and unimportant, but it holds secrets of the past. Even the small and overlooked creatures of the world are still precious." Becky grinned at her. "Well, miss, I reckon you're more precious than I am." "No, you're both equally precious. Look at them. They're both equally... They're too cute. Too cute." But won't neither of us be worth much if Cook thinks we've been dawdling? Sarah put the pebble back on the ground, where it might be discovered by some other curious child. I mean, like, you could have taken it with you. Why not keep it? You're right. We had better hurry and get back to the Bastille. The Steel, miss? Isn't it just like a prison? I am the prisoner of conscience, locked away because I would not serve an evil regime. I have been locked up for years and years and years, and everybody has forgotten about me. Miss Minchin is the wicked jailer who stalks up and down the halls at night with a great metal ring of keys on her belt, clanking and clanging just to taunt us. And you, Becky, you are the prisoner in the next cell, whom I can hear through the walls but never see. Why would I be in the prison? Oh, it was probably mistaken identity. Someone else stole a loaf of bread because they were hungry, and the gendarmes. What is that? What is that? Let's look that one up. G-E-N-D-D da 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 da. G-E-N-D-A-R-E-S? No. D-A-R-M-E-S. D-A-R-M-E-S. Gendarmes. A member of the French National Police organization, constituting a branch of the armed forces with responsibility for general law enforcement. Slaying a police officer. A subsidiary pinnacle or a steep mountain ridge. Okay. Well, it's definitely one of the first two. I like learning new things with this. That's fun. And they wouldn't listen to your story, so they locked you up. Becky nodded. It seemed perfectly plausible from her experience of the world. We must invent a secret code, a way that we can communicate with each other without our jailer overhearing us. That way, even when we are locked in our cells, we are never alone. Oh, miss. What is it? Only that it ain't right for me to be glad you're here when you're only here 'cause all the bad things that happened to you. I'm sorry. Oh, Becky, you wouldn't have to be sorry. I know you must have been. I know you must have been very lonely in the attic by yourself sometimes. If I didn't have you, I don't know how I could survive. Is it wrong for me to be glad that you are here with me when I should be wishing that you had a happy life somewhere else? I don't think I'd know how to be happy, miss, if I weren't with you. Oh, how light how light you make me feel, and how light on our feet we had better be if we don't want Cook to scold us. Ugh, it's Miss Minchin. Sarah. Yes, Miss Minchin. Take this. A Latin book. Did you want me to put this away for you, ma'am? No, this is for you. Am I going to be allowed to return to classes? Perhaps there was a mistake. Perhaps my papa lives and... Of course not. Oh. You are still an ignorant child. Be grateful that are being given the chance to make something better of yourself. Study that in the evenings. You will be examined on its contents to see how you are progressing. When you have learned that book satisfactorily, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, then and only then I may grant you another. To make a chore what should be a delight. But I am hungry for books, and she knows it. Thank you, Miss Minchin. I am pleased to see your attitude has improved somewhat. Remember, you are in my debt. Oof. For all that was spent on you that your father never paid. But that does not mean that you can never be redeemed. Show a good Christian work ethic. Serve as you were told. Cause me no more trouble, and perhaps when you are an adult, we will be able to come to a new arrangement. Do you think you are a good Christian? The sass. Now, on with your chores. Okay. We'll do one of each again. We'll do one of each. There we go. Oh. Probably should have done that one last. It's weird to say that we need sorry. I feel weird saying that. Sarah's life was just as filled with people as it had always been. She lived in the same school and the same faces surrounded her. And yet it was a strange and lonely life. More often than not, there was no one at all that she could talk to. When she was sent out on errands and walked through the streets, a forlorn little figure carrying a vast... That's a lot of beeps. That's a lot of beeps. A forlorn little figure carrying a basket or a parcel, she felt as if the crowds hurrying past her made her loneliness greater. When I was the Princess Sarah and I went out in town in my carriage or walking with Mariette, everyone liked to turn and smile at me. She had been a beautifully cared for little girl, and such naturally attracted attention. Her bright, eager little face, her picturesque clothing, all had been rare and pleasant to look at. No one looks at me now. No one seems to see me at all. There was, unfortunately, no shortage of poor and shabbily dressed children in the streets of London. One more was nothing remarkable at all. Even with the great shock of her change in circumstances, Sarah's body had not ceased to grow. She had been allowed to keep only the oldest and least valuable of her clothing, which now fit quite badly indeed. As such, when it happened that Sarah passed by a shop window with a mirror in it, she did not at first recognize the reflected girl as herself. ... Oh, Papa, what would you think of your little missus now? Oh, stretches. Okay. Ooh, it's 2:30. Should we leave it here? Maybe. Should we watch one more? We might read one more and then we'll leave it. The streets of London would never be perfectly clean, no matter how many brushes the street sweepers wielded. Rain could not wash the mud and refuse away. It only blended them together, helping them to spread their unappetizing clutches over the city's stones. And if the streets were never clean, then it stood to reason that an entrance hall was very rarely clean either. Today it was Sarah's task to scrub away what had been tracked inside. If this dirt could talk, what stories might it have to tell? How many boots has it travelled under? Perhaps mud doesn't like being indoors. If it can make it all the way back to the fields and forests, then it can grow again with the grass and the trees. It's a very interesting way of thinking. Oh, humble dirt, if I could, I would carry you to freedom. Sarah was jolted out of her pleasant daydreams by an all too familiar sound, Miss Minchin's voice raised in anger. But it was not Sarah that she was scolding. Her voice appeared to be coming from the nearby classroom. Wasn't Becky in there? She crept closer to listen. As well, stupid. Is it expecting too much from a clod to ask that you watch where you put your feet? Yes, Mum. No, Mum. Don't you get smart with me, you wretch. That cat is worth twice what you are. Was it Becky who stepped on Tybalt earlier? I did think I heard him screech. I am sure she didn't mean to. Tybalt loves to curl up in the most inconvenient places. I'm always having to chase him off the stairs so no one trips over him. Unlike you lazy girls, Tybalt always gets his job done. He sleeps half the time. We work all day and into the night. I'm sorry, Mum. I'll be more careful. You had better be. There are dozens of girls in the workhouses who could fill your position in a heartbeat. Gee, you don't sound like a tyrannical boss or anything. Remember, Tybalt holds a pedigree from the National Cat Club. In light of your carelessness, I am docking your wages for the week. If you do not improve, it will go worse with you. I don't think you can do that. You can't do that. Wages? Oh yeah, Sarah's not getting paid anything. Oh no. Her own servitude, of course, came without recompense. Miss Minchin had emphasized repeatedly that Sarah was in her debt. Anything she might earn was immediately deducted and applied to the balance. Ooh, I don't think you're allowed to do that. Ham and cheese toasty with fresh sourdough bread. This is so good. That sounds really good. Yum. That is awesome, my dude. But Becky was an ordinary girl, hired from... Welcome back, by the way. Welcome back. I forget to say things sometimes. I say them in my head, and then I'm like, oh wait, I didn't say that out loud. But Becky was an ordinary girl, hired from the workhouse by traditional channels. If Sarah had ever really considered the matter, it might have been obvious that she must receive some sort of wages. Money had never been of great interest to Sarah. First, she had so much that she never had to count the cost of anything, and then she had nothing at all, and all costs were equally out of reach. Becky's wages, though, created something of a mystery. If she was being paid, why did she seem so penniless to Sarah? She's probably spending her money on her family, because she already mentioned that she's got a mum. See that you do! Dun dun dun! What a start. With a start, Sarah realised that Miss Minchin had concluded her tirade and was moving towards the door. Why was she born rich but now poor? Her dad passed away, and I think he lost all his money or something beforehand. something about her not getting any of his money, or there's nothing left for her and stuff like that. So she was rich because her dad had heaps of money and was rich, and now her dad's gone and hasn't left her anything, so she's poor. Which is very sad. She blah 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 blah. She quickly hurried back to her work. Questions would have to wait for the safety of a dark attic. That evening, Sarah made her way up the stairs to the attic, checking carefully for any suspiciously furry lump that might attempt to block her path. Yes, don't step on the cat, you'll get yelled at. Inside her room, she could not resist laying back on the hard mattress for a few moments to take the weight off of her feet. I mustn't sleep, not yet. If I fall asleep now, I will forget. My head feels so heavy, my arms are trembling from too much work. I daren't carry a candle like this. It would shake right out of my grasp. I must not sleep yet. Warily, she struggled back to her feet and stumbled over to the wall that had divided her half of the attic from Becky's. She knocked a careful pattern of 4 knocks, a message for her fellow prisoner. Come to me through the secret passage. I have something to communicate. 5 quick knocks answered her. She is coming. Almost immediately, the door of the attic opened and Becky appeared. Is everything all right, miss? Oh, of course, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to worry you. I only wanted to talk. Actually, I wanted to ask you about something. Is it true that Miss Minchin pays you wages? Yes, miss. Well, when she wants to, and most of the time she don't. I never knew you had any money. Ain't nothing a half-shilling a week, miss, and that only if it's paid. Seems every other week the missus finds some reason I don't deserve it. 6 pence. To Miss Minchin, that coin is nothing. Nothing at all. And she takes it away just to taunt Becky? But she does pay you sometimes, right? What do you do with it? Oh, well, used to be. I saved up my wages to take to my mum at the workhouse. She was still there, you see, and I thought it might help. Only after I brung it to her when I've gone back, I can't find her no more. She ain't there. Maybe she found a job? Could be, miss. Or could be she took a ride out of the city looking for some other life. Now that she knew I had a place and didn't need her. But, well, she were always fond of gin. Sarah shook her head. Every time I think that I understand the world and the people in it, I realize again how little I really know. It's all accidents and tragedies all over. Good things happened to me by accident when I was born, and then sad things came later. But all those same sad things happened to you too, without even the good ones first. Becky lost her father and her mother both. She had to live in a workhouse. She never had teachers who were kind to her. It isn't right. Why can't she be happy? Why can't everyone be happy? Becky did not seem to notice Sarah's outrage. Some good things did happen to me, miss. I never had a friend like you before. I mean, you can be happy while bad things are happening, which is really weird. But it is good. You got to find the good things in, all the bad things. And I've liked having you tell me things, even if I'm not clever enough to remember one and read from the other. I can speak. You are. You're just not used to it. It's not your fault England has a lot of kings named Henry. That is very true. There are a lot of kings named Henry in England. I don't think anyone finds it easy to remember them. If you say so, miss. You must have another lesson, but not tonight. I am already too tired. Yeah, we had like 9, maybe? I mean, you probably know better than me. I have no idea. Still, the thought would not leave her. If you don't take away your wage, if you don't take away your wages to the workhouse anymore, what do you do with them? Do you buy yourself food or save for new shoes? It was a pleasant thought to imagine poor downtrodden Becky sneaking away to buy a ticket for the music hall and an evening's light entertainment. Oh, sorry, I got there. But when would she find the time? I know I couldn't. I don't. If I bought a pie and eat it, then the next day I wouldn't have no pie or no coin. I maybe could buy shoes or a blanket someday if I saved enough, but I don't know what I need the most. And if I spent all my coin, then I wouldn't have it if I needed something else more. And what if something bad happened, miss? What if I got sick and needed a doctor, miss? Miss Minchin wouldn't pay. See, Becky's a smart one. She's smart. She'd be thinking. Head pats. That is sad, though. See, Becky's better at saving than some adults. You ought to be worrying more about yourself than me, but I suppose it's very wise of you to save your money. Yes, I agree. Becky shook her head. I know what I'm worth, miss, and I know when I'm not good enough. I can't make decisions. I can't. No, you see, that's not true. Oh, Becky's so cute. No. You is good enough. It's always good enough. Always. That's why I can't spend nothing. I don't know what's right to do, and I don't want to be wrong. And that's normal. Nobody wants to be wrong. Suddenly she clasped at Sarah's hand. You're the clever one, miss. You'll know what to do. You'll help me decide when the time's right, won't you? I'll try. Becky let out a sigh of relief. I'll bring you my tin to keep safe. Truth be told, I'll sleep better with you having it. Sarah's eyes sparkled. It will be like our buried treasure. And so Becky's battered little tin, with its sparse sprinkling of small change, was fetched and remarked upon as if it were a coffer of rubies, then buried under Sarah's bed. I mean, it's probably not the best place to hide it. Somebody's going to find it there. Somebody always looks under the bed. Like you gotta like pull up a floorboard or something. Our buried treasure. Girl, it's her money. Yes. And Emily shall keep watch. Does she still have that doll? She might. Next week. Quintus Filius Est. I don't know if I said that right. I think she's learning Latin. Yes. Sarah sat alone in her attic room, practicing the vocabulary from the Latin book she had been given. No, I can't say that. I'm not even going to try it because I'll just butcher it. She could scarcely hear her own voice over the rattling of rain on the slate roof. The sound of droplets surged and danced in waves, seeming to form words. she could almost understand. I cannot concentrate. She set the book on the thin mattress and looked up at the blurred, shifting images through the wet skylight. If she stood on her bed and looked out the skylight when it was not dark or raining, she could see the attic window of the house next to Miss Minchin's seminary. However, that window was always dark and empty. The house was vacant. I wish someone would move into that house. Suppose that one morning I looked out and saw that window propped open and a head and shoulders framed within it. If it looked a nice head, I might begin by saying good morning, and then all sorts of things might happen. Of course, it's not really likely that anyone but underservants would sleep in an attic. I mean, I feel like sleeping in an attic would be cool. Like, you get a skylight. You get a fancy skylight. If you like this, check out a Studio Ghibli movie called When Marnie Was There. I've heard of it, and I haven't watched it yet. I should watch that one, but I have heard of it. I've seen a decent amount of the Ghibli movies, but not all of them. But yeah, I'll definitely look that one up when I get the chance and give it a watch if I can actually find a place to watch it. Thank you. Sarah looked at the dark and dirty environment that had become her living space. All around, the world was grey. The few spots of colour, the old red footstool and the book's cover, Emily's hair, they were like fish in muddy water, glimpsed for moments and then fading away. Oh, that's sad. Oh, I just realised this chair's broken. This is the best I can look forward to for the rest of my life. That's not true. That's not true. To have books when Miss Minchin decides that I am worthy of them. When I am older, she will make me a teacher, but she will never pay me. There will always be more debt. She will be obliged to give me more respectable clothes for the school's sake, but they will still be plain and ugly and make it clear that I am a servant, and I will never escape. Then a thought came back to her, which made the colour rise in her cheek and a spark of light itself in her eyes. She straightened her thin little body and lifted her head. Whatever comes cannot alter one thing. If I am a princess in rags and tatters, I still can be a princess inside. That's right. You tell 'em. You can find pretty much any anime or manga for free on this site. Cool beans. Thank you for letting me know. You'd use it alongside a torrent program like BitTorrent. Understood. I'll see if I can find it legally first. If I can't find it legally, then I'll start considering. We'll see. It's I prefer to be able to support artists when I can and creators and stuff like that. But I also understand that you can't always, because I've been in that position when you can't always, do it. It is what it is. It would be easy to be a princess if I were dressed in cloth of gold, but it is a great deal more of a triumph to be one all the time when no one knows it. Yes. Yeah, also you want to stay on the good side of the internet provider. Yes, that is also very true. I also worry about viruses and stuff like that. There's always that risk as well. Marie Antoinette, when she was in prison and her throne was gone, and she had only a black gown and her hair was white, and they insulted her and called her widow carpet. Widow carpet? Carpe? Did they? Is that a thing that happened? I mean, I know that her hair turned white because it was it's called Marie Antoinette syndrome, right? So I knew that. I didn't know they insulted her by calling her widow carpe or whatever that is. Rude. She was a great deal more like a queen then than when she was so gay and everything was so grand. I like her best then. Don't know much about this. Yeah, me neither. It's all about the French Revolution. Well, that what they're talking about. It's been a long time since I was in school, and I don't think we learnt much about the French Revolution. Those howling mobs of people did not frighten her. She was stronger than they were, even when they cut her head off. uh, uh. Oh no. Nothing that I am facing is as frightening as that. I mean, perspectives. Putting things in perspective here. That's fair. Okay. Okay. It is past an hour by a decent amount. So I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm going to save. I will be back at 4 Australian time, so it will be about an hour. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed it. The story is interesting. Oh, that's good. I'm glad you're liking it. Like, thank you so much for always popping in. I hope that you're really I hope that you're enjoying the stream and stuff like that. It's great having you here. It's always nice to chat. We'll save it twice just in case. We'll go to main menu. Yeah. Loading. There we go. Have a great day, Keep Barking. Have a great day, everyone else. Everybody here, thank you so much for being here. And I hope you had a wonderful time and that the rest of your day is amazing and wonderful. I love these streams. That's wonderful. That makes me so happy. I'm so glad. I'm really glad you're enjoying them. If there's anything I can do to improve, just let me know. I'm still learning. Thank you. I'll do my best to have a good day. And you also. Remember to take care of yourself. Drink water. All the good things. Get lots of rest. Take care of yourself. It was awesome. I love chatting with you. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you and bye. Bye.